Will Canada raise interest rates to cool down the housing bubble? You came here for the truth, so let me unveil that for you. Today we are going to discuss a few topics. I'm going to make this a quick video. Let's get into it right away, beginning with this article out of Bloomberg talking about what investors are watching. A couple of the things that I wanted to note was that commodities, particularly gold and oil, have risen recently, and oil still hovering just over $50 a barrel, gold at $12.75 or so. These are what investors are looking at right now, the US and Russia relationship. Obviously, there is major tension going on because of what has happened in Syria. Then you put on top of that what's going on in North Korea, and then you have everything with the South China Sea. Things are looking very crazy right now. So that's giving a little bit of this instability, and as a result, gold has risen. Then you have central bank actions. So will Canada increase interest rates? Well, they're claiming, based on what the so-called analysts and so-called professionals will probably hold its benchmark interest rate at 0.5%. And I do believe that they will do so. I don't think they want to slow down the housing bubble at all. That's the way that I see it. Look, if they wanted to do so, they have had many, many chances to calm it down. It had increased, housing had increased 33% in the last year. That's absurd. 33% in 1 year on housing. This isn't penny stocks. We're talking about real estate. And so we have a clear and obvious bubble. The government hasn't stepped in. The government hasn't decided to do anything based on this, particularly in Toronto, where we're seeing those prices going that fast. Look at what happened in Vancouver. Even though, we have seen a decline because of the foreign tax implementation, it's still ridiculously high. It's not as if it crashed or collapsed or anything. And, there's more in here, but essentially, I want to move on. Look for this to happen. I don't think let me just say, by the time you watch this video, the meeting of the Bank of Canada may already have happened. I don't believe they will increase their interest rates. If they do, the increase will not be significant. My belief is that they want to continue the bubble, at least for this time. Marijuana company Soaring in the stock market may tap bonds next. Many people have asked me what my opinion is on the marijuana stock. Should they get involved in it? I think it's sort of a new sector, the way you want to look at it. And in a way, it's sort of in commodities, but for example, mining, you don't look at it as the object which they're mining. It's traded more as a stock. So remember that. That's the way it works. But essentially, I think there's a lot of potential in it. Just looking from the financial sense of it all, I think there is potential. But a lot of people, what they generally do is they read online and they choose one of three of the biggest stocks in any sector, and then they just put their money in. That's not how you invest in a stock. If you are interested in this type of information, check out my free eCourse. But if you want even more detail, that's in my first book in particular, The Money GPS. So check those out. But I would check out the free eCourse first, and you can see the video that I have about stocks in there. That'll give you some free info. And that's all I'm going to say. There's a lot of potential here because of what's happening. The market seems to be opening up. The governments are opening up. It's going to be legalized in Canada. You have what's happening in Colorado and other areas. There's a future here. That's all I'll say. Hey, in case you're interested, your abortion can be written off. Yes, you can write off pens and pencils and also your abortion. You can include in medical expenses the amount you pay for a legal abortion. Just thought I'd throw that in there. This is directly from the IRS website. And also, just on a side note, if you're interested in what exactly you're able to write off, use this link. Chinese firm halves workers' costs by hiring an army of robots to sort out 200,000 packages a day. This is crazy. You have to check out this video to see it happen. These things move around like it's some sort of video game or something. And one individual is just standing there putting the boxes on top of these little robot things, and then they just go and do their own thing. It's amazing to see them navigate, and they stop and they don't bump into each other and everything else. Just amazing to see. And then, of course, I can't put this in the description because then YouTube may have something to say about that, but I can talk about it, at least for the time being. Vladimir Putin has sensationally claimed that the US is preparing airstrikes on the Syrian capital and will pin the blame on Assad's forces. He said this, actually said it in his words. Putin himself, not an advisor, not anyone else. Putin himself. We have information that a similar provocation is being prepared in other parts of Syria, including the southern Damascus suburbs, where they are planning again to plant some substance and accuse the Syrian authorities of using chemical weapons. Huge news, bombshell. I don't know what's going to happen, but at any moment, this could lead to World War III. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. I wanted to tell you right now that a lot of people are either losing their channels, they're losing their ability to monetize their channels, which essentially, it hurts the content creators. For example, the previous video I did, I spent over 2 hours putting that together. So I can give that for free. Of course, that's what I want to do. But the advertisements are a way to sort of get some sort of payment. And that's just the way it is. And you don't have to necessarily put in anything, but the advertisements sort of make up for that. And that's great. However, what has happened, even on the biggest channel on YouTube, a guy named PewDiePie, he has made almost nothing on his YouTube channel because of the changes YouTube has recently made. I really hope that everything stays okay. I have noticed that, it's basically my few dollars that I make has declined even further recently. I just want to be able to have this YouTube channel stay open. That's all. I try to, stay within their guidelines. And I know how to sort of play the system a little bit. And hopefully with your support, with your encouragement that I continuously get, that this thing can keep going. I always have my website there, themoneygps.com, but YouTube is where the crowd is. And that's why I try to get on here, and hopefully this can continue. I don't know what's going on YouTube, but I'm a little concerned. So we'll see what happens. I appreciate all your support. If you found the video informative, I know you will find my books, The Money GPS and Global Economic Collapse, even more informative. The new book is out. That one is about becoming self-sufficient. It's about the reducing your monthly expenses and things like this. It's basically the Money GPS strategy. And then my first book, which is about the 4 asset classes, that has the historical data you need, and then, of course, how to profit from all of that. So that's there, but together they form this synergy, which is absolutely incredible. And I know that anybody that have read both books will realize exactly what I'm talking about. So if you want to flip through the books, just go over to Amazon, where they have a look inside feature that will allow you to do that. Take care.